Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be sharing all of the makeup that I took with me on my recent holiday. I'm going to be sharing everything I packed, the makeup that I enjoyed and got the most out of while I was away on my holidays with my family, and just in general letting you nosy and rummage through my makeup bag. So if that sounds good to you, then keep watching. So first things first, this makeup bag, I'm so sorry. I say this and I apologize to you every time I go away because this was gifted to me in PR. This is Laura Mercier, and I don't think you can just buy this, but it is the absolute perfect size for me. I've said it before and I'll say it again till I blue in the face, and that is I travel very light. Whenever I post or talk about what I've taken with me when I'm traveling, you guys are flabbergasted every time. Your flabbers just leave the building gasted. Because for someone who loves makeup so much, I travel very lightly. I don't want to take a lot of makeup with me. I don't want anything to break. I don't want to take anything and have regrets that I did that because it got lost or damaged or smashed to smithereens. So what I take with me when I travel is always quite surprising. Not necessarily my favorite makeup, but the perfect makeup to travel with. You know, it's different to me. Different vibes. But this makeup bag is amazing. It's hard, it's got a sturdiness to it, so it protects everything within. And it's just a really nice size, so I love that for me. Without trying to allow everything to fall out, this is what she looks like on the inside. A mess, okay? If you want to see, by the way, the toiletries that I took, like skincare, hair, stuff like that, I have done a post on my Instagram showing you what my bathroom shelves look like. So today we're just doing makeup. So as far as brushes, I literally took my Sonia G mini Keyaki travel set plus the mini BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A506, and this is an interesting little story, little nugget, okay? Because obviously this is typically a concealer brush. It's one of my all-time favorite concealer brushes. The other one is the more recent collab with Niki La Rose. That one kind of slightly gazumped this one, but I do still love and use them both. So that's why I took this one, because I thought I would use this for concealer. But I ended up using this a lot for a little bit of bronzer in the crease. That's how I love to use this. I also use this to tap out some eyeshadows. So that was a revelation. Really versatile little brush. But this little set is amazing because they're mini. You know, you can fit this whole set easily into my makeup bag with all of my makeup, and it did everything. I would use the base brush for foundation, for concealer, for bronzer, for blush and highlighter. I literally used it for pretty much my entire base makeup. This brush I didn't really use very much. This is the Jumbo Worker. I didn't use this a lot. Sometimes I kind of used it, you know, for a bit of concealer, but I did also take a beauty blender, so I didn't really need that one so much. That was probably the least used brush. The pencil brush I didn't use a lot. Typically I would, you know, use it to run eyeshadow on my lower lash line. That was about it. This brush, which is the crease brush, was the one I was using really for eyeshadow. And then this little blush number, I used a little bit, as you can tell, for some blush, but I was pretty much just using the little, jumbo base, but mini jumbo base. I was pretty much doing everything with that, to be honest. So those were all of my tools. Boring bit out the way, I had to take my Benefit brow pencil. Of course, I didn't take a brow gel. I never really take brow gel on holiday. I considered getting my brows laminated because they were due just before we left, but I knew I wasn't I wouldn't get the most out of the treatment because I was going to be in the pool all the time. I knew it would just wear off very quickly. So I decided not to do that. You know, it is a damaging process to your brows, so I didn't want to, you know, do a harsh treatment on my brows and then go and spend 2 weeks in the pool, in the sea, in the sun, and really, you know, end up maybe browless, hairless, like a hairless cat, if you will. I didn't want that to happen. So I didn't take a brow gel. I just went, you know, very light on the brows, and that was good for me. Of course, you know, I had to take my Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless The Invisible UV Flawless Poreless Primer. Such a multitasker. You know, if I'm going out and about in the daytime, it's got 50 SPF in here. It's a really lovely SPF with a really nice glow and a bit of evening out of skin tone discoloration, things like that, while giving you a big whack of SPF. Also a lovely glowy primer. I take this with me everywhere I go. The only foundation I take with me when I travel anywhere is the Tom Ford Stick Foundation. I take it in 2 shades. I have Fawn and Shell Beige, so that depending on where my skin tone is at, I start off with Fawn, mix in Shell Beige, and then at the end of the holiday end up with just Shell Beige. These are quite different. I find the shades of Tom Ford foundations are not consistent across the range. Anyone else notice this? So Shell Beige in my Shade Illuminate foundation is like one that I use most of the winter, but in the stick it's much darker, so my perfect shade once I've picked up a bit of colour. But they're just so travel friendly, you know, they're small. I can fit 2 shades in here while taking up minimal space in my bag, much smaller than, you know, most of my other foundations, and just the perfect holiday foundation. They wear really nicely in humidity. They're really quick to, you know, draw on your skin and just buff in, and I really like traveling with them. They're just really nice and diddy and pack really, really nicely. One concealer, of course, it's the Haus Labs, my favorite concealer. I considered not taking concealer at all. I do that quite often, but because this year I was able to get the mini size of my favorite Givenchy setting powder, I thought, why not treat myself and take concealer? Again, I usually don't travel with powder at all because previously my favorite powder was the Pat McGrath, a very likely victim to smashing or dropping and smithereening when traveling with her, because very delicate. In fact, I dropped the pink one the other day from my desk and it went into smithereens. So let that be a lesson to you. I don't travel with that one at all, even if I'm just going in the car. So this one is already in smithereens, so it's perfect. And I love this little travel size. It also comes with the cutest little puff, which I used, so I didn't need a brush for it, just literally a little puff under the eyes and I was good to go. This was a revelation to me, just this little mini, so perfect and cute. I then took the Chanel Cream Bronzer. So this is the shade Tan Medium Bronze, and this was what I used the whole time. Again, it's weird because it's not one of my favorite bronzers, being a cream bronzer, but like I've said to you guys before, I almost solely take cream products when I travel. Though I'm a powder girly, when I travel, creams are much less likely to get ruined and smithereened. So I like a cream product when I'm traveling. Also, I don't need my makeup to wear well when I'm on holiday. I don't wear makeup during the daytime, only, you know, for dinner if we're going out at night. So I don't need 8 hours of wear. So creams are absolutely fine. Doesn't matter if they only last 3 or 4 hours because, you know, that's the length of our dinners. So I used this every time I did my makeup on the cheeks and also with my Angie Hot and Flashy brush in the crease for a base to my eyeshadows. So I got a lot of use out of this. I really love it. Very natural, beautiful. Might actually start using this a bit more now I'm home as well. Really nice, again, travel friendly size. Perfect for travel. The next product, which I feel like is going to blow your minds, that I took with me and used a lot, is the Natasha Denona Berry Pop Cheek Trio. So this is all creams. Again, can't be smashed, can't be smithereened. Highlight, sort of blushing highlight blush. I didn't use this one at all. I was solely using mostly this middle blush, to be honest. I used the highlighter a little bit, but I mostly used that. Again, whacked it on with my Jumbo Base brush and went to town. And it's just the perfect holiday blush. You know, it's a really lovely, sheeny, glowy, berry, coral shade. I literally used the other blush I took one time. The rest of the time, the whole 2 weeks I was away, this was the only blush really that went on my cheeks, and I really loved it. The reason I think it's surprising is because I liked this when I reviewed it. It is an all cream palette, so typically not, you know, my favorite or my preference. but the colours and everything was just very intense. Whereas on holiday, once you pick up a bit of a tan, I just found this came into its own a lot more than I would have expected. It's one of those products where if my case had got lost, I wouldn't have been that devastated because I don't use this very much at home. It's not something I really love or would really miss. But while I was there, I absolutely loved it. I loved how it looked on the cheeks and it was perfect, had a nice big mirror. Ideal little travel number. The only other blush I took was my Charlotte Tilbury in the Pinkgasm Sunset shade. And like I said, I only used this one time because I was really just enjoying that blush from the Natasha Denona palette. This was the blush that I used the whole time I was on holiday last year. So yeah, it definitely got a little bit, took a little bit of a back seat to the Natasha Denona, but excellent for travel, these blushes. They're just so pretty and they're blush and highlight in one, and again, very travel friendly Diddy size. Now for eyeshadow, I only took my Lisa Eldridge singles, but I took a lot of them, okay? I took five shades. The ones I used most were Maya and Angelica, but I took Cressida, Bianca and Emily. I absolutely love these shadows, especially for travel. I'm never going to take an eyeshadow palette with me when I'm going on a plane. I just feel like it will never make it to the other end in one piece. I'm going to open my case and have, you know, bits of eyeshadow as far as the eye can see, and I'll be really sad about it. So these, you know, they cannot be smashed up. They're so quick and easy. I literally take 10 minutes to do my makeup when we're on holiday because everyone is waiting. I'm not going to keep everyone, you know, waiting for me to do a full beat of makeup and take an hour and everyone's getting hangry at me. Absolutely not. So I do just want to do a one and done. Every night that we went out, I would do a bit of this in the crease, and then whatever liquid shadow from Lisa I just lent towards or felt like doing. So this is Maya, the absolute most perfect holiday shade, isn't it? Gorgeous. So I would just literally paint that over my lid, maybe tap it in a little bit with the brush, but not really necessary. Run it under my lower lash line. Good to go. 10 seconds flat, if that. Speaking of Lisa Eldridge, I also took her mascara because I knew if I was hot, if I was sweating, if I was boiling, if I was roasting to death, it was never going to let me down. It wasn't going to flake, it wasn't going to smudge, it wasn't going to transfer. And did it let me down? No, it didn't. And don't you dare say that it did. It was a delight and a joy, and it gives me the lashes of dreams very quickly, but I know in the heat, in the melting pot, nothing bad's going to happen to me. I know it's going to see me through, it's never going to let me down. All right. There was one night in particular that we had dinner on a roof terrace when the sun was still up, and we were cooking, we were melting, we were burning alive. All right. And my goose was getting cooked. Okay. I was sweating. I had no idea what's happening in the facial area. But what I did know is that my mascara would be holding up just fine. Now for lip products, I took 4. Which seems extravagant when you compare it to, you know, how many foundations or cheek products I took. But I do like to have options when it comes to the lip region. I don't know if that's just me, but I took one of the Hourglass Phantom Glossy Balms. This was Crave. I just felt like this is a really easygoing, you know, glossy lip that's going to go with any makeup I chose to do. It's a nice sort of pinky coral shade, can't really go wrong with these. I then took 2, of course, of the Dior lip oils. These are just I absolutely love these. One of my favorite lip formulas, especially when on holiday, because they're just so calming and soothing, and they feel lovely, but they're very juicy lippies, little bit of color, quite understated. And I typically do very understated, quick, glowy makeup while I'm on holiday, so these just, you know, work with that beautifully. So the shades I took were the 2 new shades, the bronzed glow, is it, and whatever the other one is, I'll put it in the description box. I have swatched them, but as you can see, you can't really tell a difference on the hand. They just a very light hint of a tint of a mint, just really nice and juicy, but very natural. Your lips, but better. And along a similar vibe, I took one of the new Sisley balms in the shade Crush. Really nice, easygoing, light, pretty sheer hint of something, but very, you know, nice and soothing, nice and calming on the lips. Perfect type of holiday, little bit of something, but not too much. And that's it. That is everything that I took with me. Can you Adam and Eve it? I'm such a smug girl right now. I feel so smug because I'm such a minimalist. Get me. You know, I feel proud of myself because I always travel really light, but I feel like this year I traveled even lighter than usual, and I could have even cut down here. You know, I probably only needed to take 2 of the Lisa shadows, and I probably could have forsaken the Charlotte Tilbury blush given I didn't use it that much. So, you know, who knows, maybe next year I can even change and go to a smaller makeup bag. I doubt it, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. But there you have it. That is everything that I took with me makeup wise on my holidays. Please let me know your favourite products to take with you on holiday. Give me some recommendations. Do you travel lighter even than me? Or are you taking like a whole suitcase of eyeshadow? Please let me know what you do in the comment section down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. And I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.